Hey all, Heretic here, and patch 26.6 drops today. And as you know, I cover everything Battlegrounds, so let us dive in and see all the changes. Because there's a ton, and the game you knew is not the same as the game that is there now. First up, let's start with the changes to the hero power of Cariel Roame. Cariel Roame is 1 gold, give 2 friendly minions, +1/+1. But now, every time you upgrade your tavern, choose an improvement, and this is where it's big, and it's actually pretty good. United stance for the rest of the game, conviction gives stats to an additional friendly minion. Cool. Offensive stance for the rest of the game, conviction gives +2 attack now. Defensive stance, conviction gives an additional +2 health. So what this means is you're going to get to upgrade 5 times as you tier throughout the game, and it's going to make this hero power better. Whether you want it to be more health, more attack, or just more minions, depending what you're going for and what build. You know, obviously it's going to take some time for us to nail it and figure out what we want to do, but this is a pretty good change. Captain Fairmont, choose 1 for the rest of the game. Conviction gives +2 or +2 attack or +2 health. If I remember, I think that's the buddy. I don't remember 100% because I'm not a huge Cariel player, but maybe now I'll want to give her a shot. These are good changes. I want to see how this works. Dancing Deryl got some big changes, and this is good because Deryl hasn't really been playable for a long time. When you buy a minion, give a +1/+1 hat that passes to a friendly minion when sold. Well, think about that. Every time you buy a minion, it's getting +1/+1. And every time you sell that minion, it's going to pass to another minion. That means you're never wasting that stat. You're going to be piling up those stats. So you can get key minions with stats you want on them. You can get a cleave all of a sudden where you sell a bunch of minions and you get a huge buff on. That's a big difference. I really kind of like this way to make him work. I want to see. I liked the old Deryl and the way it worked. It just didn't age well in the current meta and the way the power of the game works. This could be an interesting situation to see how it goes. Deathwing, sadly, got a nerf. Deathwing, who I've always enjoyed playing, definitely isn't going to work as well as he did before, and that's because Deathwing's passive is now start combat, give all minions +2 attack. It used to be +3. Is it a huge difference? No, but will that make a difference in the duration of all your games? Yes. Over the course of a game, you're going to see that 1 attack definitely hurt to not have when you've got a bunch of tokens and they've got a bunch of big minions and now you're getting a little less. This is probably a nerf that's needed, to be honest with you. I always found Deathwing in token lobbies is very effective, and I'm sure their numbers held out that way. Death Speaker Blackthorn got a big change, and I like this because I don't like this hero unless you were playing in a buddy meta. And that is 1 gold, get 2 blood gems twice per turn. That means this hero is going to give you blood gems for gold, but when you're desperately seeking blood gems to make your Quillbores more effective or whatever you're playing, let's say you've got a Titus in the back that just doesn't have enough attack or health, stick some blood gems on him. You can generate these targeted stats. Hell, you're playing Naga, you need some more spells. There you go. Hit this, more blood gems, it works. DrekThar got a big change. DrekThar now, instead of being the old version, which was Avenge 3, it is now Avenge 2, give your minions +1 attack permanently. Good change, more playable now. Maybe we'll see some more DrekThar finally. Edwin's Sharpened Blades got a change. Now, previously it was +1/+1 per every minion you bought that turn. Now it's give a minion +1/+1, upgrades after you buy 4 minions. So obviously the later in the game you get, the better Edwin's going to be, the more cycling of cards, say at a brand build or an APM pirate build, you're going to be slamming more stacks on minions the more you buy and cycle. This is an interesting change. I think this will work a lot better. I'm never excited to play Edwin, and it still gives a little bit of early game viability, but late game, it definitely gives some punch, so you can make minions safe from, say, a zap, or just give them more kicks so they can murder their opponents. Good change. Illidan also coming in with a good change. Illidan passive, start of combat, your left and rightmost minions gain +2/+1 and attack immediately. Previously, this was just +2 attack, so now it's only a tiny bit, but in that early game, it means you're going to get a little more survivability. I like this. Good change to Illidan. I never minded playing Illidan. I was just never excited, but it is always a fun, interesting way to play, knowing you're attacking first, not once, but twice, and now you're getting a buff 2 on their health. We'll see. Any got a buff. Any Stormcoil passive after 10 friendly minions die, get a random mech. Previously was 12 minions die, get a random mech. I believe the 10 random was the original iteration, but they changed it to 12. I feel like 10 is better. I feel like 12 is way too slow. and we'll see how it plays, but I'm excited because I am an Innie fan and I want to see what this does with her. Mukla, King Mukla, huge change. Passive, at the start of your turn, get 2 bananas, give everybody else 1. The keyword there is passive. It used to be 1 gold. Now, you're guaranteed to get 2 every single turn. Slightly double-edged sword. Remember, your opponent gets 1 also, and you can't control that anymore. It used to be before there was times when you're like, maybe I don't want the bananas because it's giving my opponent more spells, but now you don't have a say, so we'll just see. But this is a big, good change. Kurtrus, another big change. Kurtrus, I enjoyed in the previous iteration where he would buff the various tokens and minions he had based on how many cards he bought till he completed his quest and then buff all of them. Now it's every turn once. When you buy 4 minions, you get a plain copy of one of them. That, of course, is phenomenal, especially if you get a pair. Now you might be looking at a triple. Kurtrus, basically just became a monster, I feel, with this. Now, obviously, in the early game, you're probably not going to be able to pull this off, but starting turn 7 to 10, this is some real potential for targeted triples of good cards. I like this. Onyxia, another big buff. Onyxia going to Avenge 3, summon a 3/1 whelp, it attacks immediately. Previously, exactly the same, but it was Avenge 4. This is a big positive change. Like this, Onyxia, I enjoy playing. They're back. Overlord Saurfang was one of those heroes that you played when mechs were in, and that was kind of it for Divine Shields. There was other times you'd use it too, but now even better. So previously it was 1 gold, and it gave +2 attack, and that would upgrade every turn automatically, how many attack it gave. Now it's 1 gold, give a minion +2/+1, but it doubles every 3 turns. Now obviously this isn't going to give you a massive wall of attack when you suddenly on turn 10 or 11 buy a cleave, but what it does is it allows you to get a little more just good tempo, a little attack, a little health. That's going to scale up as the game goes along. I don't know if this is enough stats. I think maybe, I don't know, we'll have to play it and see, but I feel like it doesn't feel like enough compared to the amount of attack it was giving before. The health isn't enough, and every 3 turns feels like it might be too slow. Let's get some games in before we throw too many stones. Queen Azshara got a buff. Hey, Naga players, you might have a prayer, not much of one, but passive, when your warband reaches 25 attack, begin your Naga quest. Naga quest is where you get to discover a Naga every turn for 1 gold. The difference between this and the previous hero power is the previous one was 30 attack, so easier to pull off, maybe get it a turn earlier, maybe get on turn 6 instead of turn 7. I like this change because Nagas need all the help they can get. Queen Wagtoggle got a bit of a change. Definitely a good change, but still don't want to play Wagtoggle. Wagtoggle now is passive, start of combat, give a friendly minion of each type stats equal to their tavern tier. So if you're running a menagerie board, you got a few different tribes, it's gonna buff a few different minions. I just don't find this very exciting, and it's not permanent stats, it's temporary, but it is free. I just almost always pass on Wagtoggle because it's kind of boring, but it can definitely be a 4/5 hero for you if you want to get that guaranteed placement, because those raw stats are very good, even if they're not that exciting. Rakinishu's back, and when I say Rakinishu's back, it's back to what it used to be. 1 gold, give a minion stats equal to your tavern tier. That is big. It was trash for a long time because they changed it stats equal to the minion's tavern tier, which in the early game was kind of crap. You'd tier up and maybe you still want to buff that low tier minion. You really couldn't, but now you can go back to doing whatever you want, and I feel like this is more in line with this hero being effective. Maybe it's time to start giving Rakinishu a chance again. Tamsin Roame with the buff, a needed buff. 0 gold, start of combat, destroy your lowest health minion, give its stats to your other minions. Big change there. That is all of them. Currently, it has been, I think, the previous 4, and now it is going to be your entire board, and that is a big change that puts Tamsin back to being effective in my book. There's nothing more frustrating than running a Taragosa and it always missing the buff. And you're like, the whole point of this build is kind of to buff the Taragosa, and it keeps missing. Now you don't have to worry about that. It hits them all. Tavish, bit of a change. Definitely not going to be making some people happy. Tavish is never an exciting hero, but there was some fun interplay at least with what are you going to shoot at? What's it going to be? But now it's 0 gold, take aim, start of combat, deal 2 damage to your target. Doubles every 3 turns. Well, previously it did damage equal to whatever the turn was, which was a big difference. when compared to this. Tavish seems to have been nerfed. I didn't know they needed it. Maybe it's a buff and I just don't see it, but it doesn't sound great to me. The great Akazamzarak got a change. And it's basically they removed some of the crappy secrets and gave you a couple new interesting ones. I do like these changes. These are actually much more interesting than they would before. Snake Trap and Avenge Trap are gone. Don't worry about them. You'll never have to worry about that trash again. Next, you get Reckoning and Magic Black Soulstone added to the secret pool in its place, and I like these. Reckoning is after an enemy minion deals 3 or more damage, destroy it. Always fun. Black Magic Soulstone, after your last minion dies, summon 2 random demons. Pretty cool. I like that change. I like these secrets a lot more than getting 3/1/1 snakes or buffing a minion 3/2. This is going to be a fun change. Not that I ever really want to play Akazamzarak, because you're only playing it for Ice Block, really, and maybe some shenanigans you can pull off with, you know, split and get 2 copies of the same giant taunt you have, but otherwise, and as always, there's a ton of armor changes. We're not going to go into that too much because there's a lot of up and down depending on what your, MMR is. You might be getting more armor, less armor. It's a big, mess. So here's the list. Take a look, see if there's anything that, excites you. Obviously, more armor is better than less armor, but depending on what your MMR is, that affects it. So, make your call that best fits your situation. And it's new minion time, yes. In addition to everything else, we've got some new minions, some things coming out, some things going in, and some brand new things. We start with the Hungry Snapjaw Tier 2 Beast, 4 attack, 2 health. After you summon a beast, gain +1 health permanently. I like that. That's kind of a cool card. If you're running a token card, this isn't a bad taunt thing to throw out there just to soak up to get you through the early game. It's definitely not going to be around forever, but it's certainly an interesting card. I want to get some games in, see how it runs. Do you like hand buffing? I hope you do, because that's what this card wants to do. I mean, if you get enough shields, you actually can get away with doing quite a bit of it. Cogwork Copter Tier 2 Mech, 2 attack, 1 health, Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give a minion in your hand +1/+1. Not bad. I mean, you triple this, obviously it's better. You get a bunch of Divine Shields on your board. This dies last. You buff the heck out of whatever's in your hand. Only issue, once again, you have to hold cards in your hand, but if you're already doing that, this is a cool little card. This has some potential in like a Menagerie Murloc hand buff card. We'll see. And hey, do you like to annoy people with mechs? I've got a card for you. The Annoy-o-Troop, Tier 5 mech, 3 attack, 6 health, taunt, Divine Shield, Death Rattle, summon 3 1/2 mechs with taunt and Divine Shield. You get a theme here, folks. There's more mechs, there's more Divine Shields. There's some Quillboard changes coming up that are going to make you excited if you like mechs with taunt and Divine Shield potentially. There's some real shenanigans, folks. Taunt build is coming back. You'll see more in a minute. Hey, did you like the pool of minions? Sorry, I know it just changed and some really beloved ones are going away. Icky Imp, Hotbot, Metal Tooth, Budding Green Thumb, Patient Scout, hate to say that, Leapfrogger. How many people are crying right now because Leapfrogger is gone? Gem Smuggler, poor Gem Smuggler, just arrived, gone. Faceless Disciple, I liked that card. Treasure Seeker Elise, you're looking for direction, you don't know what to do. Elise was always fun to pick up, gone. Dr. Boombox, okay. Laserman, I didn't like. Happy to see Laserman go. Sinrudder Blanchy. This card was very problematic with Banana Slammer. We no longer have to worry about that. Omega Buster. Not really shocked. Kangor's Apprentice. Considering the other cards leaving, makes sense. You're not really going to have a whole lot of use for Kangors. Why is Rylak not on that list? Can someone explain to me how Rylak dodged this one again? And the following exciting cards are back. Let's take a look at this list because this list is big. Some of these cards you've never seen before. Some of these you wish you have never seen after you've seen them. Here they come. The Imprisoner is back. Not exciting, but good card. Annoy-o-tron. Yeah, one of those. Urel. Didn't miss this card. Spawn and N'Zoth, an old favorite. I am actually kind of happy to see Spawn back. Tier 2 just got better. Briny Bootlegger, it's been a while coming back. Karaji Harbinger. I never really liked this card, but with the sheer volume of things you can summon with taunt now, this might be viable. I still don't care for it because it's in combat buff, so it's all temporary, but it certainly can give you tempo. If you're a Greybow player, sign you up. Witchwing Nest Matron. Hey, do you like Battlecry cards? Do you want lots of them for free? Are you a Reno and did you just triple into this early? Hero power this thing, you're gonna have fun. Champion of Yasarj. This is one of my old-time favorite cards. I don't know how viable it is in the current meta, but with all the taunts being added, I really like this card. I can't wait to see how it is, if it's actually effective, but mech boards were disgusting. They're about to get more. Baby Crush. Come on, Beast players. You know you need to summon more things in combat for your Banana Slammer to make better. Let the Baby Crush do it for you and win your games with this little tiny dinosaur who in no way is threatening. Cyborg Drake's back, mech players. Now you got dragons and mechs stronger. And just in case you didn't think they were strong enough, Greasebot returns also. Greasebot, depending which iteration it is, I'm gonna assume it was the previous one, can be quite effective. There are a lot of minions coming back, folks, that were taken out because they were problematic, with a lot of minions that are gonna make them problematic. This is gonna be interesting. I really feel like they've made mechs super strong. Let's see how this plays out, but I feel like mechs got even stronger than they were already. And some big changes to Murozond. Murozond, not the normal one exactly the same. It's the gold one you have to look at that changed. So it's a 5/5. Battlecry gives you a plain copy from a minion of your last opponent's warband. That's the same. Now the gold one used to give you a gold copy of a minion from your previous enemy's warband. Now it gives you 2 plain copies. So it gives you 1 twice. Obviously still a good thing, but not as good as getting gold copies of it. But hey, get a brand, get 4 copies. See if you complain too much. You're still gonna be happy. And hey, did you miss quests? Cause they're back. July 11th, Battlegrounds quests are returning to Battlegrounds. Just as before, crest rewards options will appear on turn 4. The 6 gold turn, and you can choose how you want to play for the rest of the match depending on the quest offered to you. They have a few updates to those quest rewards they haven't shown us yet. Those details will be coming soon. So if you liked the quest meta, you're going to be looking at this probably till August, September. I don't remember, maybe it was even October when they put out the next big update. That's when the new mechanics should be in. This is going to be what tides us over till then. I'm pretty excited. I like quests. I know some people didn't really love them. And I am playing really well right now, and I'm gonna miss this meta, but quests were fun depending if you got one that could actually be achieved, right? And finally, the ultimate new excitement, Epic Bartenders. I know, please, I hope you were sitting down. I should have warned you in case you were driving, maybe just listening to this. They're continuing to expand their Battlegrounds offerings this patch with new Epic Bartenders. Epic Bartenders include alternate portraits and new voice lines like rare bartenders. But they're not really rare because you just have to pay for them. It's not like there's a thing you grind and you have a chance to get one. You just buy it. So I don't really understand that, but sure. Also, they have a golden frame and golden style animations of their portraits. Get the first Epic Bartender, Lillian Singh, available in the shop now. You can go buy it right now, folks. If you want to see it, I'll have it on my stream because I always buy this stuff so you don't have to. See if it's worthwhile, listen, go, okay, that's worth my money, or go, that was a huge waste, heretic. Thank you for spending all of your YouTube money. Folks, what did you think? Are you excited about these changes? Do you hate the return of quests? Do you like the changes to the hero? What about the minion pool? Everything got blown up. What are you excited about? What are you disappointed about? Myself, the minion pool changes are really exciting. I mean, I'm kind of happy the quests are back. I hope they tweak them a good bit. And I'm a little concerned that Rylak was not touched. That's probably my biggest disappointment. No matter how many times we scream, fix Rylak, they just kind of sit there and ignore it. But otherwise, a good patch, good changes until we get the next big one. Tell me what you think. And hey all, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. Please, if you had a good time, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment. This really helps grow the channel and it helps keep me motivated. And you know, the bigger we get, the more fun this is for me to do, the more money and time I can put into it just to keep making things better for myself and you. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Until next time, have a good one. Later.